bonus checks or a safety net, Social Security and what they're now saying. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to discuss the details of a new report that was just released talking about Social Security and bonus checks or a safety net. This is a pretty interesting one, so let's get into it and talk about what they're now saying. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on as things continue to change very rapidly, and I want you to know how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything showing up right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low income or fixed income beneficiary. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, let's get into it and talk about bonus checks, or is it a safety net? And it's all pertaining to Social Security benefits. All right, now before we get into this, I just want to say this much. This may be a little bit of a controversial topic. The reason that I say that is, when I read through this, I thought, are you kidding me right now? So again, I want to talk through the details of this report, but please remember, I am just the messenger here. This is not my report, but rather I am the one translating the information to you. And again, it's going to be perceived by each individual person differently, but this is an interesting one, and we've got to talk about this. All right, now when you think of Social Security and the check that you're receiving right now, or if you're thinking about filing for Social Security benefits, do you look at your future check as a bonus check, or do you look at it more as a safety net? That's a good question. I would think that most people would probably look at it more as a safety net, but what do I know, right? I'm just assuming the vast majority of people look at it as, this is probably more of a safety net type of check versus, hey, this is my bonus check I'm getting every month, right? I don't really think that's the case, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. We'll see. Okay, anyway, let's talk through the details of this report here really quickly. So here's what they came out with. Let me share with you some statistics really quickly here. This is what they shared in this report. They said right here in the United States, there are 3.5 million households with a net worth of $5 million or more. Meanwhile, there are 1.5 million households right here in the United States who have a net worth of $10 million or more. That's a lot of people. That's 5 million households in this country that at least have $5 million in wealth or more. Well, here's what the report goes on to show. This report is showing that these households that have this amount of massive wealth, millions and millions of dollars of wealth, they're actually looking at these checks as bonus checks rather than safety nets, okay? So again, this was what the report is now suggesting. So the report is actually saying, but wait, if we took these 5 million households that are getting a nice big check every single month, these are not people that are getting $1,000 a month. These are people that are getting like $4,000 or more dollars a month from their Social Security check. So basically what they're saying is these households don't need the check, right? So rather than giving these individuals that have obviously $5 million or more, $10 million in some cases, rather than giving them checks, why don't we just completely eliminate them and say, sorry, you have too much money and you don't get a check. So with this report, they're actually saying that each individual year and all of these beneficiaries who are getting checks should be able to prove their income and their net worth through supplying bank accounts and tax forms, all these details, tax returns to determine if somebody's actually eligible for Social Security. And basically what they found with this report is that if they just eliminated these 5 million households and all of the beneficiaries within them that have, say, $5 million of net worth or more, it would save Social Security $140 billion per year, or a little over $10 billion every single month, just by not sending out checks to these roughly 5 million households. Now again, kind of an interesting concept, right? But again, I've actually talked about this previously in other videos where I've shown that those higher income beneficiaries, or the people that are receiving higher benefits, as in $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 or more every single month. I've talked about this recently in a video, which was we found that with some of these reports that yes, these individuals generally do have other sources of income. Maybe it's a pension, maybe it's a 401k, maybe it's IRAs, maybe it's stock market investments, maybe it's bonds, maybe it's annuities, maybe it's savings accounts. I mean, literally, the list goes on and on and on of all of these different sources of income that these individuals generally have. Now, that's what we continue to find is that generally higher income beneficiaries, as in those beneficiaries getting several $1,000s per month, usually have other sources of income on top of their Social Security benefit. So in this case, with this report, they're calling them bonus checks, as in these individuals that are receiving these checks and, that have these higher income benefits like this, generally look at these checks as, hey, got my bonus check this month, right? Versus the lower income beneficiaries that are looking at it saying, I got my safety net this month, right? So generally, and according to this report, Social Security was set up as a financial safety net for, people that are seniors, older adults, people with disabilities that rely on these monthly benefits. So that is what this report is suggesting, is that this was set up as a safety net program, not a bonus check program. So anyway, I'd love to hear your opinion down below in the comment section. Do you look at this as a safety net, or is it more of a bonus check program? I don't know. It seems really weird to call it a bonus check program, but I don't know. Let me know your opinion down below. All right, so anyway, that's what the report is going on to show. But what they're basically saying is just by eliminating the beneficiaries within these households that have, $5 million plus in net worth, and again, qualifying this by looking at tax returns, bank accounts, and any investments or anything that this person has to build up their net worth. And as soon as we come across certain thresholds, they basically say, hey, sorry, you're too rich. You're not going to get a benefit, okay? So what's the likelihood of something like this actually happening? Well, realistically, I really wouldn't put it past them, okay? Now, here's the thing. This is not something that's passed. This is not something that Congress is currently working on or even considering, but this is a report that came out and discussing something that Congress could do going forward to make sure that Social Security remains solvent for many more years. Remember, that's another big issue that we're talking about right now as well, which is the insolvency issue and all the drama currently going on in Congress right now, because they're trying to figure out a solution and they don't have the slightest clue on what they're supposed to do right now. So there's a lot of drama about this because they don't know what to do, right? So this is what this person in this report is actually suggesting, is that, well, if we eliminate all of these beneficiaries, that'd save $140 billion a year for Social Security, and it'd certainly be a start to making sure that Social Security remains solvent. Now, again, this is not going to fix the issue, but this is something that they're talking about and saying this would be the ultimate solution. Now, would this really be the ultimate solution? I'm going to go out there and say, I don't really know that for sure. But again, this, like the person is saying, it certainly would be a start. But at the end of the day, is it fair? Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say, what's fair, what's not. Let's just be real. I think all of us have been around long enough to know life is not fair, okay? I think we all know life is definitely not fair for a lot of people, right? So I think we all recognize that much. But at the end of the day, could we make it a little bit more fair for everybody by, doing something like this? Well, it wouldn't be surprising to see something like this happen, because we know that Social Security has some major insolvency and financial issues, at some point here in the relatively near future, and they've got to do something about this. Well, it's likely going to be a combination of a variety of different things, like raising the full retirement age, raising taxes, possibly cutting benefits for higher income beneficiaries, possibly eliminating benefits like what we're talking about here. A lot of different options that they're playing around with, but this is yet again another one, and I can say this much. With all the research that I've done and all the different ideas I've seen floating around out there, I have not seen this one yet until now. I have not seen a plan coming out suggesting, let's completely eliminate all the benefits for higher income beneficiaries. I have seen some that say, let's flatten benefits out. Let's over long periods of time, let's bring benefits down for higher income beneficiaries and bring them up for lower income beneficiaries. But I have not seen a report yet until this one that says, let's just completely chop the benefits off and say, sorry, you're over the threshold. You do not get benefits. But again, this wouldn't surprise me one bit if they did something like this, because look at all the other programs that are out there that we've seen over the last couple of years that have income thresholds. If you earn over a certain amount, or if you have too much money in possessions, sorry, you don't get it, right? We've seen this all the time. So I would not really put this past them at all to put some kind of wealth, cap on Social Security. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Either way, this is up to Congress at this point. We will see what they do about this. But again, I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was a little bit of an interesting one, and how they continue to come out and call Social Security a safety net program. Meanwhile, on the other hand, they call it a bonus check program. Really? What is it, right? Anyway, I guess it all comes down to the perspective of each individual person, but I'd like to hear from you down below. What do you think? Is it a bonus check program? Do you look at your current check that you receive every month and say, wow, I got my bonus this month? Or do you look at it and say, I'm so thankful I got my safety net check this month. I'm glad I can put some food on the table for at least a few days, right? Anyway, let me know down below in the comment section if you're interested in doing so. Otherwise, that's totally fine if you don't want to either. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to your attention. I thought it was very, very interesting here how they continue to classify these benefits in different ranges. But yeah, kind of an interesting thing, right? Either way, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you can stay posted on all of these different updates that continue to come out. As I continue to find these reports alike, I do like to bring them to your attention, as well as anything that Congress is talking about, bills, packages, proposals, amendments, any changes to the program, or anything else out there, including money, checks, programs, stimulus, raises to benefits, anything else like that. I like to bring that to your attention as well. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.